Let's begin!
Initiating launch sequence.
System coming online.
You were asking if the Xbox International Podcast will be back, and I told you guys you are going to be here. And man, I guess we are back, guys. We are back. I'm waiting for Plume to hop on. He's going to be a couple minutes late, but it's okay. We'll wait till he hops on. But welcome to another episode of the Xbox International Podcast. I am your host, Crazy Lou Gaming. And chat, let me tell y'all something. Do not let me get up today in front of the camera because I am not wearing any pants. Yes, I am not wearing any pants. I am wearing my He-Man tidy whities. So don't let me get up. Nah, chat, I'm just kidding. I'm wearing pants, of course. It's just, adding a little bit of jokes here, because at the end of the day, we all had a hard day today. It's been a busy day. Kind of funny that every time I don't go online in the morning, something big happens. Like what happened today was freaking insane. My God. I mean, chat. Oh, Lord. Look at Richie. He says this feels more like an emergency meeting than a normal show. No. That's not an emergency meeting. I already talked to Plume. I think it was 3 days ago. And I asked Plume, can you join me? He said, yeah, I can, but you got to put the show at 8. I said, no problem, man, because, he's been a little bit busy, with the kids and everything. But no, he's coming soon. Ah, man, Wes Davis, what's up, man? Rachie, how you been? X, how you doing? Look at El Nini. He says, here comes the deflecting. Deflecting? I want to know what he means by deflecting. I wish he was here to tell me, what am I going to deflect today? I mean, I want him to come by and tell me what is Crazy Lou going to deflect or what am I going to defend? Because hell, I've got questions. And I'm going to ask those questions, and it's the truth. I mean, I got to ask those questions, and there's no problem with asking questions, right, chat? I mean, we got to ask questions because at the end of the day, like I always say, it doesn't matter what company it is. If they do something bad, if something bad is happening, I will ask questions. I don't care if it's Xbox. I don't care if it's PlayStation. I don't care if it's Nintendo. Hell, we're going to ask. Well, Nintendo kind of no, because Nintendo kind of sues you. We got to protect ourselves. Now, I'm just messing with that. But either way, though, we got to ask questions. What am I going to deflect? I mean, that is the question. I want to know what he means by that. Like, what am I going to defend today? What am I going to cheer for 40 games that Matt Booty announced after there was 9,000 people fired or laid off? There's nothing to be cheerful about that. Like I said, I got a lot of questions today, right? Because hell, they told us something one time, and they said that the games were ready to show. They will show it to us, right? And when they were ready to deliver. But now, like I said, I got questions to ask about that stuff. Because seriously, I do. Now, does that mean am I going to hate on Xbox? Does that mean am I going to stop supporting Xbox? Does that mean that I'm going to end my relationship with Xbox? No, because I'm still playing video games. That's the truth. I mean, I'm still going to play video games. I'm still going to have fun with my Xbox. I'm still going to play the games. Game Pass is great, no doubt. I mean, Game Pass helps me save money. And so, of course, I'm going to cheer for the ones who helps me save money. That's what I got to cheer for. But what they did today, there's no cheering for at all. Hell no, there's not. Louis, is Xbox in trouble with these layoffs? What can I say about that? The true question is right there, Mandalorian Martin, is what the fuck is going on with the industry? That is the honest question, though. I mean, that is something I keep asking a lot in the morning shows, and I keep asking a lot of the times, what in the blue hell is happening in the industry? Because look, if I start saying who is number one in trouble right now, I can't be like, well, this one is worse, that one is worse, that one. No, because it seems like all of them are in trouble. I mean, today I read something like it was something to be cheered for. And I'm like, how is that something to be cheered for? Because one thing, Chad, I gotta say that is kind of, kind of sad, and I gotta say it this way. I can't believe that a lot of these guys grabbed this thing and used it as a celebration, like Xbox is 10 and stuff like that. How can you guys celebrate 9,000 layoffs? How is that a celebration? That's crazy. I mean, I wouldn't celebrate something like that. I mean, I wouldn't go out there and celebrate this, that game got shut down, because I don't know why they're laughing at it, because they're like, whoa, Perfect Dark got shut down. And what was the other one? Every, every while got shut down, right? Oh, Plume is in here. What's up, Plume? How you doing, Plume? Are you on the scene though? I can't seem to see you though. You're in the background, but why aren't you added to the show though? When you're part of the show. All right, let me fix this. Let me fix this. Hold on. Let me fix this. Let me just add you right here, and we'll just do it simple like this, because I don't know, something's not working here, and I guess Sourblow needs to fix this. But yeah, let me just remove this from the scene. Let me add you to the scene. All right. Oh, there you go. All right. Let me just do this switch real quick. Boom. Man, what's up? I'm here, just talking the basics, and, just talking stuff about what's going on, because hell, it's been a hard day. It's been a hard day for all of us, man. I mean, busy day for me, and then, reading all this news, catching up. I mean, hell, crazy stuff happening out there. So, Plume, how are you doing, and what have you been playing, sir? And it's been a while, man. I mean, we haven't chilled out here in such a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while for sure. I don't know, a month or so at least.
Pretty
I've been
much,
good.
yeah.
I've been good. I've been good. I mean, it's been a rough day in the news, but other than that, I've been good. I've been playing a rematch, which is a lot of fun. Really, really enjoying that. It's
Nice.
from Slow Clap, who made Sifu, and it's completely different. It's a soccer game, but it's like Rocket League and soccer. It's just a lot of fun once you
Good,
figure
something
it out.
different, right? For a soccer game, because I mean we got cars playing soccer. Why don't I always say, why don't we brag something like FIFA Street? FIFA Street was a lot of fun, and rematch seems to be kind of in a way like FIFA Street. I don't know if you remember FIFA Street from back in the day.
Yeah, it's kind of like it, but it's harder because the ball, like, it's not attached to you and stuff. You got to be more skilled and stuff with the game. It's pretty cool though. Like, if you get like a team that communicates and you have a 5v5 match and people are actually passing and stuff, it's really, really fun. You get
Really?
into these intense moments of trying, like, not scoring. Both teams are like stalemating. It's pretty cool. So I love it. I think there's still needs improvements for it. It's going
Yeah.
to be a long-term games as a service online game, but I'm pretty hooked on it. So been playing that. I'm playing my Switch 2,
Nice, nice. I got
Mario Kart.
I got a question for you about the Switch too. Is it true that the screen kind of lags off, and the images go slow, or the screen tears, or the screen blows up in your face? I mean, I don't know. I read something out there that was saying that screen is real slow. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't noticed it on mine. I think there probably are people that do. I mean, they've done tests, and it isn't the greatest screen in the world, but like, from the test at least. I mean, I think the screen looks fine in handheld mode. I don't know. I haven't felt any lag or anything like that, but I'm not really looking for it. I've played like Mario Kart, which has been completely fine. Game looks great in handheld.
Yeah,
Cyberpunk 2077, which I'm surprised, like, you're not getting like an Xbox or PS5 or a PC version of the game, but
yeah,
for the Nintendo Switch 2, the how well that thing runs, especially in handheld mode, I'm pretty impressed. And I think like the Nvidia chip and DLSS is going to help bigger AAA games run on the Switch 2 throughout the generation of it. So, what else have I been playing? I'm like going through Doom: The Dark Ages still, so I'm near the end of that game. That's pretty much it, and just
Wait,
jumping into the little things here and there.
you haven't played you haven't finished Doom the Dark Ages? Wow, I finished that. Woo.
So,
I really, really, really put a lot of work into that game, because I was having a lot of fun with the exploration. Like, they made the
yeah,
exploration pretty fun. It's pretty, cool.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have fun with that
I
game.
love it. I love it. I think it's phenomenal. It's probably one of my favorite Dooms. From what I'm on 19, level 19 now, I think, chapter 19.
Nice, nice, nice.
So,
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good
yeah.
stuff. Oh man, but Blue, man, it's been one crazy day today. I mean, we got so much sad news, and I was just saying that it's sad that I have to sit down and read how all those guys out there were celebrating 9,000 layoffs. I mean, I was like, why did you guys celebrate this? Because at the end of the day, it's not a good look. And Mandalore Martin asked me, Louis, is Xbox in trouble with these layoffs? I told him the true question is, what the hell is going on with the industry? I mean, it's everywhere. Everyone's got a problem nowadays. I don't understand.
Yeah, 9,000 layoffs is Microsoft. I don't know how many
Yeah,
were at Xbox. I wonder if it's that we
yeah,
saw that rumor of like 1,000 to 2,000 like last week. I wonder if that's the number, but we'll probably know more in
yeah.
the
That's
next few
probably
days.
Yeah, there's probably going to be more in the next few days about what's happening. I mean, Plume, I already told the chat because Lini went in there, and Lini, you still haven't answered my question. He says, "Here comes the deflecting." I'm still asking, what is the deflection I'm going to do today? Because there's no matter where you look at it. Because if you sit here like, okay, let me see if I can spin a positive thing. Like, for example, let me spin you one that came out today, right? Supposed to be one positive thing that came out was, hey, we're developing 40 more games. I'm like, okay, but here comes the question though. You guys told us when the games are ready, you were going to show it to us, and then you guys were going to deliver. Now the question is, because like I said, I got questions now because we're going to ask questions, and the question is, you guys show the games, but will the game be coming out until we know a date exactly? Because hell, now we don't know. Because look at Perfect Dark. We saw Perfect Dark. We saw gameplay. It looked freaking phenomenal, right? I mean, we was like, wow, this looks amazing. I mean, we can't wait to play. We were hyped, like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, like today, they say, oh, the initiative is shut down. What is it? The famous quadruple quad 4A studio, whatever it is. I don't remember what's it called, but damn, that was insane though. What a shutdown today.
I'm not surprised about I'm surprised about Perfect Dark. Okay, I shouldn't say I'm not surprised. I am surprised about Perfect Dark being canceled just because they showed gameplay last year at the showcase and I thought it looked very good. But now you're seeing reports coming out that that gameplay was potentially not real. It wasn't actually like in-game stuff, and
Oh wow,
who
really?
knows? But yeah, Kotaku, the senior editor at Kotaku, put out a tweet or a Blue Sky, whatever it's called on Blue Sky, saying that after that showcase, he was told that it's not real like gameplay. Basically, I forget what his exact thing was, but that it wasn't a true like in-game gameplay of it. Anyways, um, but I'm not actually that shocked about the initiative because the initiative opened 7 years ago. Was it?
Yeah, I think it
They
was 7 years ago, and they would say that was supposed to be the quadruple Triple H studio, something like that. I think it was called, if I can remember
yeah,
correctly.
something like that. But
It was a weird thing. I would say that's new, you know.
yeah, and but they delivered nothing. They delivered absolutely
There
nothing.
was nothing in there. Yeah.
So your Xbox, and this isn't to excuse Xbox, and because I think like at the end of the day, what happened today falls on Phil, Sarah, and Matt. Like those
Yeah.
are the three people at the top. They should be taking the brunt of the hits here because they green light everything, right? They're the ones that like make the big decisions and choose what goes forward or not. But they are probably looking at the initiative and they're like, do we keep sinking like another 2 years of development and money in this game where we know, yeah, Perfect Dark's a big IP. It's not actually that massive if you take a look at its history.
Hmm.
You're not going to make the money back on this game. Like you already aren't going to make the money back. So do you just cut it now rather than lose more money and then try to take those resources and invest
Yeah.
in other things that'll make money? So it's not
Yeah.
that shocking, but it's
That's
sad
right.
because I thought the game looked good.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, like, it's like what I say, okay? Like, I don't mind video game cancellations, right? I mean, that shit happens all the time, right? It's happening all the time. We're seeing it everywhere. But the question is, why so much cancellations nowadays? Why so much layoffs? Why so much, studio closures? I have talked about this a lot in the morning shows. Like, instead of focusing on console wars, we should start asking, like, why is all this whole situation happening? Like, someone out there, like I said, someone was posted out there on Twitter today, like the Nintendo CEO like took a cut in order not to do layoffs. So that's when I saw that, I was like, now this again comes to my question. What is going on? Why did the Nintendo CEO, especially with the console that's at 150 million, selling games like crazy, right? Because they're selling games like crazy, had a movie, did a blast with the movie. I mean, when you see Nintendo, you're like, wow, Nintendo's like the perfect video game business. I mean, those guys are ranking up the money as in business side of things. I'm looking at it, right. I'm talking about business side of things, though. Not happy with what they do, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, though, what's going on out here? I mean, I'm confused, bro. I mean, it's a problem that we're dealing with right now.
Well, it's industry wide. This has been happening pretty consistently for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not, this isn't an Xbox thing,
Yeah.
but I think there's a lot that happened at Xbox today. So it looks very bad at the very least. But yeah, it's an industry wide thing. And I just think development is too expensive. And these companies are realizing that there's way too many games on the market now. Gaming is way oversaturated that you can't spend hundreds of millions of dollars and expect to be able to make your money back when people are already playing the games that they want to play. So it's pretty hard to break in that way.
Yeah, because you gotta go out there compete against Fortnite. You gotta go out there compete against Roblox. You gotta go out there compete even against Call of Duty. You gotta go out there and compete against all these, you know. Mystery says I was reading something that Phil Spencer is stepping up from CEO. What the next Xbox coming out? Is this true? No, that already came
No,
out.
that was the
That
bunk.
was debunked. Because look, guys, today is gonna be like it. I don't want to say like in a thing, but today's gonna be like an April Fool's thing. Today has been like an April Fool's thing. There's people out there, saying stuff just to get, some engagement, taking advantage of the situation. Because that's what I'm saying, though. It's kind of sad that I have to see people out there take advantage of the situation, celebrate that 9,000 people got laid off. Right? It's like what Tarnish said. Tarnish says, "MS, you said something earlier, Tarnish Gamer. I'll get you. Hold on, because I'm reading off the chat. Where is it? Oh Lord. Oh Lord. MS is doing so many restructuring. Oh, he says 2023 was worse. MS laid off 10,000 back then, but this May 6,000 were laid off. But if you add the 6,000, that is 15,000 in total, though. But
yeah, but that's Microsoft. That's not Xbox.
that's not Xbox, though. That's not Xbox, though. Yeah.
Microsoft. So I said,
Because
yeah.
I mean, it's even on my title because I know a lot of people are saying that Xbox laid off. It's not Xbox that is laying off. It's Microsoft. That's the company's name. Xbox is a division inside of Microsoft, and literally, they took out like.
I thought I read like it was like 4% of Xbox today, and I don't know what number that. And I could be wrong. That's just what I thought I read. We'll know more, but I'm thinking it's probably between like 500 and 1,000. If I had to take a wild guess of people who lost their jobs today at Xbox.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy, like how that thing was. I mean, that news just skyrocketed, and look, it's a worldwide issue too. Because I mean, Intel, I think it was this year, Plume. Intel laid off 15,000 people too. I mean,
yeah, it's
my god, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But Plume, the question is right, and I gotta ask this because like I said, I got some questions to ask. How are they going to have? Because look, to Xbox fans, right, the true hardcore fans that are out there, fighting this, always believe like, yeah, Xbox is doing the right moves. Xbox this, Xbox that. Xbox the best, the greatest. All this stuff. This news came by, just literally was like another big slap. And lately they've been slapping, and just feeding, the media outlets and all this stuff with all this negative news, right? But now, I know they're gonna start asking questions. Says, hey, I mean, the fans party today are asking, what's going on? What's happening? The ones who want to know how is it going to go, what's going to happen. I mean, what you have something to say about that? Because I mean, it's kind of hard.
What's going to happen at Xbox?
Yeah, at Xbox in general, what's going to happen? Like with the games, are they going to deliver the games? Or are they not? I mean, we're going to ask these questions.
Yeah, I think Xbox today is a very bad day. It's not going to be the last bad day. This is going to happen again in the future. It's going to happen at Xbox. It's going to happen at PlayStation. It's going to happen at many other studios in the industry or many other companies in the industry. There's going to be layoffs and there's going to be game cancellations and studio closures. The thing is, Xbox has so many employees. It's a big division now within Microsoft, right? So if like 2% or 4% or whatever gets cut, it's a bigger number than if like a studio with like 100 employees gets cut. But you just have to take a look at. It's hard to put any positive spin on today, right? You know what I mean?
That's what I mean, though.
So look, I'm not trying to make excuses, but like look at 2025 right now. and look at the games that we have already gotten, and then look at the games coming out for the rest of the year,
Mm-hmm.
just day one in Game Pass, you have The Outer Worlds 2 still coming, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, Grounded 2, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, Gears of War Reloaded, and then that's first party. And then you have Ninja Gaiden 4, which is a third party deal that they made in partnership with their Xbox Global Publishing, I believe. That is a day one game in Game Pass. So, in terms of video games, as gamers, we are still eating very, very well. Xbox isn't
Oh
going
yeah.
anywhere. They still are making hardware. The hardest part today is for the people obviously who lost their jobs. Like as gamers, like we're still we're still very lucky with the Game Pass service and the stuff that we're
Mm-hmm.
getting.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, but
Yeah.
the sad part is people lost their jobs basically. Like that's the biggest thing here.
That's the biggest thing. Yeah. I mean, we also got Turn 10, which that was something me and Silent went out there and fought for. Because I remember when that situation happened. I remember me and Silent went in there and talked about it. And what was happening over there was that you had them releasing a game that wasn't fully finished, right? I remember when that happened. And I
Yeah.
remember when me and Silent tackled that situation, we said, hey, if I was them, I would delay this as much as I can, and
Yeah.
deliver a full game, because at the end of the day, we'd rather have a full game than having like a half game or something like that, because at the end of the day, they got to start adding patches, and they got to start fixing some stuff up. And we're not, by the time they start adding patches, let's say the game gets good, because we all saw the situation that happened with Halo, right? Halo, there's still out there people playing it, but it's not the same bunch of people that used to play it, right? And the thing was, right, that with that situation, indeed, and what happened with Church 10, right, I knew that sooner or later something like that was going like to come upon, because like I said, people were saying that release the core game if it's ready. Do not delay it. They can just add patches. But do you think this could have actually impacted the studio with this? Because I know it did. By adding the extra stuff later, I know it did. But yeah, half the studio left. I mean, not left, not laid off. I mean, what do you think about that, Plume? You think that was an issue or what?
The Forza Motorsport. I mean, the
Yeah,
game didn't perform as well as it should have. So yeah, that obviously was something that held it back. For me, I'm not like a big. I'm not like. I'm not aficionado, I guess. I'm trying to think of the right word. For Forza Motorsport, I played this one. It was fine. It was a racing game, but it's not like my series that I know a
yeah.
ton about. So for me, Forza Motorsport was fine. But if you're somebody who's a hardcore Forza Motorsport fan, there was a lot of stuff that was missing for you. And that's kind of who those games should appeal to, is like the hardcore sim racers, right? So yeah, 50% of your studio, that's yeah. What are they going to work on next, right? Like that's a lot
Hmm.
of talent that's
That's
gone.
that's a lot of talent that's gone, because that's the thing though. That's how I see it. Because every time a studio shuts down, I always say, if you see them out there looking for a job, if you see that you can find like a development job for them, pitch it to them. Because at the end of the day, though, those guys are making the things we love as a hobby, and that is playing games, right? And it's a mess that studio kind of had that chop right there. But I knew something was gonna happen, but I did not know it was gonna be this big. I knew there was gonna be some layoffs, but damn, 50% of that studio got laid off.
Yeah, I
Wow.
wonder what they're going to do with them. I
I
wonder
don't
what they're
know.
going to do with them next. If they're just going to keep updating Forza Motorsport, or
Yeah.
if they're going to fold them into the next Forza Horizon, or what's going to happen there.
Let me read through this too, because like I said, there's so much stuff that happened today. So I'll read through this real quick, chat. So it says Microsoft confirmed that it's laying off as many as 9,100 employees, or about 4% of its workforce. I think that's the 4% is of the Xbox, like not the Xbox, the Microsoft division complete. And yeah, another round of cuts this year. Reports the Seattle Times. Employees in Microsoft Xbox division, known as Microsoft Gaming, are being hit hard by these layoffs, although exact numbers and divisions are not known yet. Wow, we'll probably find out that out in a couple of days, though. Xbox leader Phil Spencer said in the message to the team to position gaming for enduring success and allow us to focus on strategic growth areas. We will end or decrease work in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. Bloomberg reports that now Microsoft owned King Division that makes Candy Crush is cutting about 10% of its employees, or 200 people. while the other units like Cinemax, which was another MMO that didn't get announced, got shut down, have also confirmed that they are cutting jobs. Microsoft also laying off more than 70 people at its Forza Motorsport studio. So okay, that's if it's half, then it's 140. Oh Lord. Turn 10 as well as canceling its Perfect Dark and Everwild. The studio behind Perfect Dark, the initiative, is closing down as part of these layoffs. Wow, I mean,
We don't even know what we're missing though from that studio because they didn't deliver. They didn't release anything. That's the craziest thing.
that's the craziest thing. I mean, they were betting on that studio a lot because I mean, they remember when they were starting to talk about it. It lasted for like a year, telling us, "Yeah, we got a studio that's what is it, quadruple A, not triple A. This is quadruple A." They were selling you that idea, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like Daryl Gallagher was the head guy there, and if you remember, they were hyping him up, and then like a few years into the development, they decided to partner with Crystal Dynamics, which was the previous studio he worked with. And
yeah.
then Crystal Dynamics also had layoffs recently. So I feel like all of this is plays into it.
Yeah, it's the gaming industry is in a mess, man. These major layoffs come less than 2 months after Microsoft announced it was cutting more than 6,000 employees, followed by additional 305 reductions in early June. Microsoft employees have faced a series of layoffs over the past year, including a round of performance-based cuts that has seriously hit morale, according to multiple Microsoft employees I've spoken to. Microsoft laid off 1,900 Activision Blizzard and Xbox employees in January 2024, followed by the several studio closures and job losses in May, and 1,000 job losses from HoloLens, Azure Cloud in June. Microsoft has also laid off 650 Xbox employees in September as part of restructuring related to the company's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Ah. Man, look, it's kind of hard to spin a positive today, man. It's truly hard, man. I mean, Plume, do you think there is mismanagement in the Xbox division? I mean, hell, with all this stuff happening, I gotta ask that
Yeah,
question.
I think so. I think there is definitely some. I think it's such a big division now, and there's so many studios and so many employees that I to me it's like when you look at the initiative specifically, how did that game get so out of control that we're at the stage where they had to cancel it after all of these years of development with literally nothing delivered, right? And
Hmm.
to me that falls on the management side of things. That goals and deadlines and that stuff just wasn't being met.
But didn't they say they played Everwild? I mean, I remember there was a news out there that said, "Oh, we played Everwild."
There's so many Everwild is one of those games that we will never know the truth about, I think.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because they announced it. And then a few years later, there was in development hell, and then Matt Booty came out and said this story is overblown. It's actually not. It's actually doing good. And then we saw reports from various outlets saying, "Oh, Everwild so far, I'm hearing is doing good. We're close to seeing gameplay and all this stuff." And now the game's canceled. So yeah, that's one
Yeah.
that we'll never. I don't think we'll ever know the truth about that one.
We'll never know the truth about that one. Nope. We don't know the truth about that one. I mean, it's insane. Because also we know about State of Decay 3. I mean, I remember they played it, but I'm kind of worried about that one too because I'm like, no. I mean, I'll be sad if
Yeah,
if if State of Decay, doesn't come out because I really do love the State of Decay franchise. But damn, this is why chat, like, I like acquisitions in one point, but this is what literally happens when you go out there and do really big acquisitions, right? And when you do really big acquisitions, if they don't deliver, these corporate guys or say goodbye. Because it's like how Plume was saying, the market is oversaturated. It
yeah.
is. It is. Hmm.
It's very hard to break in when you have a whole generation of people who only want to play Fortnite and Call of Duty. They get more eyes.
Yeah, because that's another thing though, Plume. Because I mean, every time, because I've talked about this several times in the morning show, and I say this, um, every time you look at the top 10 lists every month, you see Fortnite, you see Roblox, you see Call of Duty, you see what's it called? Sports games, GTA 5. Those are always the top 5 games that are played. in the top
Yeah.
10 list. And sometimes, man, it's an exclusive slide in and it stays there for a month and then it goes, then it goes down the list because then people are back to playing these Fortnites, these GTA 5s. I mean, I know people who bought a console just to play GTA 5. That's it. They don't play nothing else or to play FIFA. Sorry about that. Oh, sorry about that. Or to play any other sports game. I mean, oh my God, it's hard out here to compete, guys. It's hard out here to compete. I don't know, Plume, if they need to do some change. I mean, what change do you think they need to do? You know, that's a tough question, right?
Yeah, it's tough just because I'm not at the studios. I don't.
Yeah,
I
I know,
think
I know.
the first thing they need to do is stop announcing games too early.
Yeah.
Because if you think about behind the scenes, there's probably so many games that don't make it out that are unannounced. We know that some unannounced games got canceled today. We have no idea what they are, so people don't care. PlayStation canceled a bunch of unannounced live service games.
Oof. Yeah,
I
they
don't know
did.
exactly what those are, right? So the smart,
Mhm.
right? Don't announce it until you're sure that this game is actually going to come out. So I think honestly that is the number one thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think going forward, the biggest question that I have, and especially after reading the Phil Spencer memo, uh, is Xbox going to take any more risks for the next while? Like, I feel like they aren't. I feel like Xbox is now going to be focusing on just the core games that make them a lot of money, because right, you're seeing that happen across the industry where people where especially from what he said as well in the memo, is being more strategic in like the paths they go down and pursue and try to grow, which is basically telling me Xbox, we know them over this generation to green light games that are more than likely not going to be very successful commercially. Just know they're not going to make a ton of money. You think about a game like Pentiment, right? Like that game they greenlit. I'm sure that game didn't make them any money. Are they going to allow that to still happen going forward? Or are they just going to focus on like the big hitters now so that they don't have to be in the situation again? That's my biggest question.
So Pixel says nobody knows anything about Everwild is something I can't disagree, but yeah, I'm saying nothing. No, we're discussing about something that came up from Everwild that I think Matt Booty said about Everwild, that it was like what Plume said, it was like a story was good and everything was great about it, and then all of a sudden we see that the studio just whoop, disappears, right? Not the studio. I mean, the game gets shut down.
Mm.
Which I'm like That's the part where where I sit down and question. It depends on that. Because hell, shit. I mean, today I said this to Plume earlier. We were discussing, it's like, man, this is gonna be like the hardest show to do because I'm always Mr. Positive about everything. I'm always trying, like, yes, everything's gonna be well, everything's gonna be fine. But look, I'm not saying Xbox is gonna disappear now. No, I'm not saying it's going to die. Or
People
I'm
are going
not
to say that all week.
People are gonna say that all week. I know that stuff because at the end of this, like what I said, am I gonna continue on playing on my Xbox? Yes. Am I gonna continue on playing games? Yes. Am I gonna continue to support Xbox because I like the console and everything? Yeah, I'm gonna continue to support it because heck, dude, I'm saving money. I mean, there's nothing more important than save money. That's what I tell all you guys all the time: save money, right? But damn, it's crazy that all this stuff is happening. I mean, it's hard to tackle this and hard to ask questions because I don't even know. My head is because today is like there's been news about also Raven. Was it Call of Duty Studio? They also laid off employees, right? You
Yeah.
had you had
Bummer.
CEOs. I think you had there was a guy in Rare that has been there for 35 years. He's stepping down. Then you got a guy that was doing the MMO stepping down too. I mean, there was just so much stuff today. So much stuff. How could I organize a show on this today? It was kind of hard though.
Yeah, I mean the guys at
Yeah.
Rare that are leaving were been there for like 35
5
years or
years,
something.
yeah. They've been there for a
Like I
long.
feel like he was leaving either way, whether the game was canceled or not. He was probably leaving it once the game shipped or whatever, but now it's canceled and I doubt he was getting ready to work on another project. That's my guess, but who
Yeah,
knows?
the only real bad news that came out of nowhere was Turn 10 losing 50% of their staff. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. RNG Gaming. That was a really tough news, but I expected something to happen in that studio. but I did not know how massive it's going to be because the way they released that game, when they were releasing that game, like I said, me and Silent went on the trend saying, don't release that game if it's not ready. Take your time. There's no rush. There's so many games to play. When you guys are ready, deliver. Don't deliver, halfway. And I remember we got slandered for it. We got slandered by some other podcasters and everything saying, no, if the core game is ready, release it. And we were like, well, in a couple months, we'll tell you how that goes. And in a couple months, we saw that almost like a lot of his player base wasn't playing it. And then, oh my God, it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, Plume, man. I mean, look, it's like what you said on the positive side of Xbox, they are going to deliver these games, right? We're going to have some games to play. We're going to still having fun with Game Pass. I mean, Game Pass is the best value of this day. We're going to have still fun with the Game Pass and everything. We're going to still, go out there, be a part of that, of course. But damn, man, I mean, the fans, though, the true fans out there, they're like, the bleed green kind of are pretty mad about the situation.
Everyone on the internet, everyone gets very mad over. So I'm not saying people are very mad, but it's a bad day for sure. A lot of people lost their job.
Yeah, a lot of people lost their job. And that's the part where, like I was saying, I was sad to see out there that people were using this as a celebration. Like, yeah, Microsoft is going down. And let me tell you something, Chad. I'm going to tell you my point of view about this is I keep saying it. For example, I don't want Sony to go away. I slander Sony. I slander Sony for fun because, of course, we have our fun. We slander, we troll, we have our fun. But at the end of the day, though, I don't want Sony to go away because if Sony goes away, one company stays there. What do you think is going to happen, Chad? They're going to take advantage of us. They're going to increase prices like they've been doing. And pretty much that's what they do. These companies do that. I mean, Xbox raised their games to 80. Nintendo did it first. Then came Xbox. And look at now. And not only that, they also have profit. Didn't they have profit this year, Plume? Like an 80% increase in profit?
Oh, I think so. I mean, they're not hurting. That's for sure.
They're not hurting, and then they go off and they say, "Well, we're laying off 9,000 plus 6,000," and they get that sweet, hefty, big bonus check that they like, every year because Nadella got a big bonus check, wasn't it last year or this year? Was it? I don't remember when he got it, but he got a hefty bonus check. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, that's just part of the big corporations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah. Look at it. It's crazy, right, Chad? I mean, it's a crazy day. I mean, I'm more sad today than anything else. I'm sad, kind of mad of the people that got laid off. I still don't understand why they got laid off, But man, I just wish them the best, man. I really wish that they can find jobs easier. Like I told you guys, chat. If you see something, pitch it to them, help them out. Because at the end of the day, they create what we love the most, and that is gaming for us. We gotta really enjoy. We gotta really help people out. I always say that. No matter what job it is, guys, if you see someone out there, help them out. Doesn't matter. Just help them out. Help everybody out. I mean, that's the truth.
Wait, what do you think's next?
What do you think is gonna come next?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, next we got Gamescom coming up. I mean, Xbox Confirmer is going over there. They're going to do a couple shows, and I bet you they're going to be asked those questions, right? Why the layoffs? Why the shutdown? Why do you guys make this decision? And Xbox got to come on and explain why they got to make a decision about this game. Why they have to shut down Perfect Dark? And I do get the Perfect Dark fans, right? I mean, I understand them because, of course, it's like me if I was losing Doom. Shit, now I'm scared, man. Please do not take away.
Yeah, but it delivers on every game in a timely fashion. You'll never lose Doom.
I hope not, because that would be the day I would literally be on here crying. I think I'll probably be 5 days away. Like what's it called? I'll be so depressed I wouldn't even come online and do a show that happens, man. Oh Lord.
I think it's not necessarily whether a game is a massive commercial success. It's just more if a game is in development for 5+ years and there's no end in sight, the company has to at that point make a call.
Oh, I know that. That's true.
To eat the cost or continue to sink in more money into a game that probably is not making their money back or even coming close. And I think that's exactly what happened with Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark, the rumors were that it wasn't coming out till 2027, which is absolutely ridiculous, right? For when that game was announced.
That was in 2020 was announced, right? Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, like that's absurd. This game should have been out like 2024, I would say, if, for it to be a reasonable like development cycle, and then start making its money back and everything. So that's the issue right now is development costs so high, taking so long,
Yeah.
and you're using resources on something that you're not making money back on when you could be using that on stuff that will be making these companies money. So that's why I think we're having today and those games canceled.
Yeah, look at Sancho Brazil game and saying Louis selling his Xbox. Never, never, ever, ever will I sell my Xbox. I mean, look, guys, I told you guys right now. It's like, and lady said here comes the deflecting. There's no deflecting this. I mean, you cannot spin this into a positive. What happens today? Today's a really bad day for Microsoft. Really bad day, which people, like I said, are going to ask questions. Even me, I'm asking these questions. I'm asking questions because I want to know what's going to happen. They gotta go back and build up the trust. But I hope that this time they build up the trust, right? For those guys out there, it's not like they lost my trust because I'm still part of it. But at the end of the day, though, damn.
Yeah, but it's not even deflecting. There's only so much doom and glooming you can do
Yeah.
before you have a logical conversation as to what you think went wrong or what you think is could make things better. You can't just doom and gloom for 24 hours straight and and just cry, right?
It's just cry. Yeah, exactly. I mean, all those people that go out there, like I said, are celebrating this. I find it sad that they're doing this because at the end of the day, there's no celebrating layoffs. That you just cannot celebrate this. And
Yeah.
no, Turner's Gamer says, Louis about to bust out the new keyboard. Nah, dude, I got a PC with a 3080 in here. I mean, I can play games on my PC, but I seriously do prefer playing on console. I'm just a console head guy. Always been. But if technology goes away, because I know technology will advance, and sooner or later we're going to be playing on what's it called on cloud. I know that's going to come. I know that we cannot lie to ourselves and say no. Consoles will always be here. No, I'm not going to be that guy who says that because I mean, it happened. I mean, I imagine back in the day when Netflix was going to do the stream thing, I imagine a lot of people say, no, we're going to stick with VHS and DVDs. But then when they found out how to use Netflix, they're like, this is more simple. I'm not buying this anymore. I'm saving money. Because at the end of the day, that's what happens. Look at our wallets and say, hardware, when I got it here on stream, nah, I'm saving money. Not only that, there's no rental place for me to rent the DVDs, so I got to buy them. So hell, I'm going Netflix. I'm going Paramount. I'm going all that stuff because I want to see movies. I don't want to buy them all. Because if you buy them all, you go broke, right? Boom. I mean, shit.
Sorry, one second. I
All
have
right, go, go, go.
what-
No worries. Sorry what the chat's saying. Let me go get some chat. Go for it. Go for it. So let's see now what else this chat is saying. RSJ fan says Raven High Moon and Sledgehammer Games also all got trimmed. Man, that was insane. That was insane that all those studios got trimmed today. Manuel Martinez asked, Louis, do you think exclusives are ruining gaming companies? I'll tell you my point of view about that, right? So about pull me back. Okay, okay. All right.
yeah, I'm good.
So about that question, right? The true question is what is working now? Because, for example, for PlayStation and Microsoft, we know that the exclusives are not working as well as they should. We know that for a fact. How do we know that for a fact? Because look, if PlayStation, which was like really hardcore with their exclusives, they didn't like to share their games elsewhere as they're doing now, which is sharing it to PC, right? I mean, the question is what is actually working in these companies and what's happening. It comes back to the question that I asked earlier. What the hell is going on with this industry? Because even with Nintendo, when I read that the CEO took a cut like took a cut of the salary in order not to lay off people, I was like, whoa, this is not a good thing, especially with Nintendo with those numbers and those consoles selling like crazy, games selling like crazy. Shit. I mean, something is happening out there. What is it? We just don't know. You just don't know. Oh, it's the free to play games? All right. Noise Mofo says, love the shirt plume. There you go. Loving the shirt plume. Hey, what's
Yeah.
up, Sin? How you doing? How you doing? Remember when PS fans said layoffs are good when it was PlayStation doing it, Louis? They said we don't need gas games and just focus on AAA cinematic games. Now they're saying layoffs are bad. Yep. I mean they move the goalposts all the time. And we'll go post all the time. Not necessarily specific to free to play games. That too. That also does impact to all these games because I mean, wasn't it? What's his name? all I think he said. That when they make a game, they got to go out and compete with these games. I think he did say that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, he was. I think he put that out there.
Bloom.
It's very hard to compete with Fortnite and Call of Duty
Yep.
if you're a games as a service game. I mean, many have tried and failed just in even recent memory. So
Yeah. So, Plume, I got a question for you. What do you think is going to happen next? Since you asked me that same question.
I mean, they're just going to continue with the same thing that they're doing. Like they're going to be pushing Game Pass, they're going to be pushing cloud, they're
Yeah.
going to be putting games on PlayStation. Like none of that's going to change. Or we're still getting a huge slate of games on Game Pass day one, first party stuff coming over the next year. Like I don't think like Fable's going to get canceled. I don't think that we're not getting a new Gears Z Day or the new Halo or the next Forza. Like all those games are pretty heavy hitters and guaranteed successes, you could say. So I think those are all coming. We already know our slate of games for the next the rest of this year and then
Yeah.
2026. So
We're
still
packed.
lots of great stuff coming out.
We're packed. I mean, we are packed with games. I mean, I kept on saying just this July itself. I mean, we got Grounded. We have Tony Hawk 3 and 4. We have what was the other one? What's another one? I forgot. Huh. I mean, there's just so many games I forgot. We are packed.
I just named them. There's like 5 that are
Yeah.
The Outer Worlds 2.
Oh, is it this month? I don't know. No, it's not this
Oh,
month.
you mean in July? No,
That's
no, it's just
the
yeah, it's just Tony Hawk and Grounded as
Tony
the
Hawk Grounded. Yeah, I mean, we're packed. And then you got Outer Worlds 2, like you said. Then we have Ninja Gaiden 4 that's coming up too. I mean, we got so many games. It's insane. Wu Chang is this month. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. I can't wait to play that one. Hype for that one. But yeah, I mean, look, chat. Oh, what are you gonna say? Plume, say.
well, and there's still the next generation of what are they doing with the console, right? Like I think I saw an article today that yes, they're still the hardware team apparently didn't even get cut very much.
Yeah, they were saying that Jason was gonna go. Remember, like Jason Ronald is leaving. Remember
Yeah.
that?
So
We're saying-
that
oh,
no, all the people who are saying that these cuts this week that were going to affect the hardware team and it was going to be the end of Xbox hardware, they've all gone radio silent with those opinions because that didn't happen. So we're getting more hardware. And that
yeah.
hardware to me sounds exciting if we're getting an open access to the different launchers and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, next generation is going to be super interesting. I keep on saying that. I just cannot wait till next gen, and I hope to God, crossing my fingers, that this industry starts to recuperate from all the stuff that's happening. It's just too much things that are happening across everyone. Because look, this is what I say though, Chad. If it was only Xbox, I would have said yes, Xbox is in trouble. But it's everyone. You got Ubisoft, you got Embracer dividing into three. You got all these companies having issues with or either maintaining a game or trying to deliver a game. They're shutting down games. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that's happening. Like Plume said about PlayStation. PlayStation canceled a shit ton of live service games. Because they what was the number? The number was 12 or 13. I don't remember that Jim Ryan said. I don't remember that number. I think it was 12, 13. I don't remember how much
It
it
was
was.
12 and then they canceled I think 6 of them.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big ass list. I said, Jim Ryan, you got to be crazy to deliver 12 live service games. I mean, you got to get the hook out here to get people to play your game. And
But we have to be like, I don't know if it's just my algorithm,
Mhm.
but I feel like the coverage of all the PlayStation canceled games was not nearly as much as this Xbox stuff. And I don't know if that's
Yeah,
because there's more people laid off and it's a much bigger company. It's like $1 trillion company, so it makes bigger waves. But like, so in terms of cancellation of games over the last year or so, there's been more PlayStation ones, but it's all bad. That's just like people always making those comparisons is irrelevant because both are bad. Xbox is what they did today was bad. What PlayStation has been doing is bad as well.
all right, David, I got you. Got you. Says Mogen, for example, making Minecraft Bedrock better optimized on Xbox Series X is huge. I'm surprised it didn't do it sooner, but the environment issues did take a long time to happen. But now it looks great. Nice, nice. I mean, I haven't played Minecraft in such a long time. I need to sit down and try it out. I seriously do. I gotta see what David Cohen's talking about because he keeps on bringing it up. I gotta see David. I gotta see, and that's the stuff, chat. That's the stuff I love to see. You know, when people talk about games, it's always such a beautiful thing. Fable said, Phil said, I said Fable. Phil said, Fable, Forza Gears, and the new Halo are 2026. Good. I hope so. I mean, seriously, I
Do,
hope so.
do you believe him, Louis?
Do I believe Phil? Oh my god. Oh my god. Whoo! Look, that was a tough question right there. But you got me in a corner right there. Like straightforward from the heart, do I believe in Phil? Yeah, I do believe in a lot of stuff Phil says. I do believe in a lot of stuff Phil says. But what they do need to fix is to clear more messaging. They gotta fix that urgently. They gotta be more clear on messaging everything out. I mean, hell, uh, they gotta be clear. They gotta be clear. Like for example, that trailer that they showed of Perfect Dark, that we saw, we were like, "Wow, this looks awesome. This looks amazing. This looks good." I mean, we were so happy. Perfect Dark, yeah, let's go. And then they come out and said, because if you showed it in 2020 and then you went out and said, "Well, it's canceled," you would have been like, "Oh shit, okay, right?" Games get canceled. We know that, right? But you putting out a trailer and then,
Well, my thing is, it's like
uh,
if Matt Booty, because he was the head, I believe, of the studios, right? Like he's the guy who made the announcement of Perfect Dark being canceled. If he went to the initiative and was like, we need a game trailer for the Xbox Game Showcase in 2024.
mm-hmm.
And they're like, where the games, we don't have a vertical slice. So here's this fake trailer that we can put together for you. It's kind of mind blowing that Matt Booty and Xbox would take that and say, oh, let's show this during the showcase, even though we know this game is nowhere near being ready. Let's
Wow.
build hype for a game that's nowhere near being ready when we already have all of these other games that are being shown. Because if you remember 2024, it was a massive showcase. It was the best one that they've done in years, right? So there was no need for Perfect Dark to even be in that showcase if it wasn't near. And today's announcement would have made a lot more sense to a lot more people if they hadn't shown off that gameplay trailer.
Look what this guy's saying. Xbox is for poor people who cannot afford games. Well, let me tell you something, brother. I don't know if you ever been to the rich guy side of things, but what do you think the rich people do when they see those stocks plummet? Do you think they go over there and buy stock at a high price? No, they don't. They wait when they plummet so they can go in and say, "Oh, now it's cheap and put some money in. So when it goes up, I make more." So don't be coming up with that. Come on. Jesus. That's kind of wrong for you to say, bro. It's not. Oh, because let me tell you something. Gaming is a hobby, an expensive hobby. I don't care. I don't care if you own an Xbox. I don't care if you own a PlayStation. I don't care if you own a Nintendo Switch. Either console is expensive because believe it or not, thank you for that, Sanchez. Believe it or not, bro, what do you think? Let's do the math. What can you do with $240 that you're spending on Game Pass? I mean, you can do something else. But at the end of the day, you're saving on spending 80, right? We look at it that way, but damn. Plus, you got to buy the console. Plus, you got to buy a controller. Plus, oh my god, I mean, it's expensive, bro. This is a hobby. Hobbies aren't cheap, bro. I've not seen a cheap hobby ever. Have you, Bloom?
No, I mean, gaming was reasonable until they started raising all the prices.
Yes, yes, especially this
Bad.
generation. Because look, that's another thing, Plume. I mean, we've been so long without talking here. I mean, Plume, what's up with these $80, man? I mean, now we got $80 games coming up. Not only that, which is kind of funny, which the consoles have been slowing down on sales, right? Pretty much are slowing down on sales because people. This is this time of right now, right? By this time, right? Console should have been at least 300 or 400, $200, right? 300 to between 200 $300, wasn't it? But they keep increasing.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah,
That's
man.
insane.
There hasn't been a price cut this generation on
Nope.
on the mainline consoles. And by this time, right, it's been 5 years, you would have had a huge discount. You would have had bundles where you get a bunch of games included, and you would have had like a slim version of the console. So we haven't gotten any of that this generation. But that's just because of when these released and what was going on in the world, the chip shortage, and then now the world's still, I guess, kind of recovering from all that stuff. But it's still
Yeah, COVID
it's
hit
kind of
hard.
yeah, it's kind of ridiculous because they're saying they're making record profits and everything's great, and then they're making all these layoffs and cuts and cancellations, and they've raised prices on everything. I mean, it doesn't seem to really matter. You look at the Nintendo Switch 2 and it's already sold 5 million units. So everyone who was complaining about the price on that, including myself, who still went out and bought a Switch 2.
So let me see. Kubini says Sony has 4 CEOs in the last couple of years. Why should we believe anything they say, bro? Listen, here's the thing though. I'm gonna talk to you now as a person, right? I'm not gonna talk to you like as a fan or anything. I'm just gonna talk to you like a regular person, right? These companies, they tell you all this stuff, right? That you might find appealing to you. And if you find appealing to you, you can agree with them and all that stuff. You'll be like, oh, I'm happy with this, right? But at the end of the day, these guys will feed you stuff to try to attract you. They'll try to feed you stuff. Like, for example, it happens with when you grow up, right? When you see, I don't know if you, Plume, did you remember back in the day, the Marlboro commercials? That you had a guy on top of a horse with a cowboy looking badass, and it's like, and he looks all handsome. I mean, that's the way to get you to start smoking. Like, yeah, I want to be like that guy riding on the horse like a badass, wearing my cowboy hat. That's what these companies do, right? They try to give you stuff, right? They try to say, oh, over here, but you can't be too cheerful about it because you can be a fan, but you can't be that crazy fan out there like, oh, yeah, oh, no. You can't, like, that crazy. How can I say it? Like that fan, like how the Sony fanboys act to the PlayStation, right? Whenever they do something, they cheer for it. You can't. When there's something negative, you got to go out there and slander it no matter what. You got to go in and slander it because at the end of the day, it will affect all of us. Like for example, when Sony started the $10 charging of the games, I said, why do you guys agree with that? Well, this is quality and all this stuff, but now Nintendo's doing it. How do we know if in the future Microsoft might? We don't know because things change. I'm not saying they will, but we don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, this does it to be true for nobody. My friends, this playing force of the gaming community he has many fake gamers see you. Oh man, Pixel. I don't know why. Pixel, what do you mean, Pixel? Are you mad at us or something, Pixel? I mean, Pixel, I'm not being slanderous to Xbox. I'm being slanderous to the situation that happened. Because at the end of the day, I'm still playing games on my Xbox. I'm not leaving my Xbox. I'm not going to betray Xbox. I will never leave Xbox. I mean, I love my Xbox, but I'm being slanderous of what happened, like the whole situation that's happening. I hope you understand what's going on. Because no matter how I spit it, it's kind of hard, though. It's kind of hard to spin it into positive because there's 9,000 people who lost their jobs. That's something that really took me to heart. I don't like seeing layoffs, it sucks, but I take it to heart every time I see that. Oh, little Plume.
Yeah, he was just going to bed, saying goodnight. There's a good comment here from Sin saying, "What sucks now is from now on, any Xbox game trailer will come with one of two questions attached. When will it come to PlayStation, or will this game get canceled too if it looks too good to be true?" And I kind of agree with that.
That's what I was saying about the question though earlier. That I was saying, thank you for that, Sin, because we're talking a little bit about that earlier too. Because now, how will we know if those games will come out or not? That's the question that I know some people are going to ask, and there you go. There's Sin asking it right there. Sin is asking it, and there's nothing wrong with asking questions. We just want to know. Nothing wrong with that with asking questions. Nothing wrong with that.
Do you think we're getting another business update from Phil and the team, or are they just like,
yeah, they have to do a business update. They got to do a business update. But look, it's like what I said that these companies are not doing. They got to be really clear on their messaging. No, that's what I gotta say. I mean, you gotta be upfront and be as honest as you can be, so people can actually find a way to come back to you and say, well, what he's saying is true. Oh heck, oh man, sucks, but situations happen. You gotta do something for us to come back and say, oh okay, Because look, like I was saying, Xbox is the best way to play games for me now because I am saving money, and that for me is such a beautiful thing that and doing what I love best, and that is playing video games. Right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
what matters. Yeah, I mean, no matter what, that's true. But damn, this is a gutsy punch today. Gutsy punch.
Yeah. Game Pass
Yeah.
still is going to be hitting good for the next
Mm-hmm.
while, but yeah,
Uh,
it's definitely a rough day, and we're gonna hear more. I think I just saw that there are some layoffs at Halo Studios as well that they just announced, but I don't know how many people that is. So
yeah, kind of weird though. They talked about it, but remember, I call this day like the April Fool's Day because people are just gonna misinform a lot of stuff. Like for example, why out of nowhere we got layoffs? Oh yeah, Phil's about to retire. What does that have to do with layoffs? I mean, I don't understand what you guys got to add to that situation. I
yeah,
mean, look, he's that's something we all know. One day he will retire. We cannot hold the man back. I mean, we get old, and feels like in the 60s, right? Something like that. I don't know how old he is, but
yeah, he's getting up there. I mean, if he does retire when that report says, that would make complete sense because
yeah. I
then that
mean,
is the retirement age, right? Like he's
yeah,
you can tell he's ready. He's getting ready to go off into the sunset. He's in good shape now. He's ready to just go and retire and take off. I feel like
yeah.
he'll be gone by the end of. I feel like he'll be gone in the next couple of years.
Plume,
Like, I don't think he's going to be here for 10 more years or anything.
Plume, I got a question for you. How do you feel about him as CEO? That's
I think there's a lot of validity today and going
yeah.
forward to question him and to question Sarah and Matt. I think like anybody who is asking what happened and whether they should be under the spotlight is it's valid to do that. Um, but I think overall, Phil Spencer has done a lot of good for Xbox. Like he turned the ship around in a way that I don't think anybody ever expected. He may have even went too far for some people, obviously, with the whole putting games on PlayStation and everything. But let's just pretend like Phil came in, didn't change a thing. No acquisitions were made. We were still doing the same thing. Like Xbox was still doing the same thing that they were doing during the Xbox One generation. I don't know how good of a spot Xbox would be in right now, or whether they would even still be around. So you have to give him credit on that sense that he's done a lot here to keep Xbox growing and then giving us more value and content for the stuff that they do put out. So I don't know. He's not perfect, of course, but yeah, I overall think he's been pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's done a pretty good job. I gotta say. I mean, I no matter what, I think he's pretty done a pretty good job. But where Xbox was at, because I mean, I gotta tell you something. Xbox received a lot of what's it called? A lot of missiles, right, from last generations. I mean, look how they started the generation. Look how they picked it up. Look how it's going. I mean, we got acquisitions. We got a lot of stuff in Game Pass for us to enjoy. I mean, I know there's going to be a lot of people saying, "Well, I blame Game Pass for the studio shutdowns." No, it's basically an industry situation because if, like I said, if it was only Xbox having the problem, then, like I said, I will be asking questions. So, Chad, if I'm having some buffering, tell me because it seems like I'm having some buffering. But okay, I think it's getting fixed now. All right, moving side by side. I think it's getting better. All right, it's getting better. Yeah, I think there was an issue with the buffering here, but I think it's getting better. At least if you guys hear me loud and clear, which is important, because But yeah, I think he's done a pretty good job though. Now the question is, in his team, what's next? I mean, shit.
This,
Oof. I mean, who do you think is actually causing all this ruckus though? Damn.
well, I mean, I don't know if it's one person. I think it's just Xbox is huge now. Like they're a massive organization.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You need a lot of strong leaders to make everything run smoothly. And I feel like I question, like when I say question leadership, is because like I don't know how a game like Perfect Dark gets canceled at this point. How it even got to this point doesn't make any sense. How did it go through? How did they let this thing run for 7 years since that
Mm-hmm.
studio opened, deliver nothing, and then just cancel the
Mm-hmm.
game? Like to me, that's like a lot of missed strong management
Mm-hmm.
decisions that needed to be made up until now. And now all of a
Yeah.
sudden they're just like scrambling. Oh, we didn't do all of these things for the last 7 years. Now we got to cancel the game and look even worse and fire all these people and lay off all these people. So That's where the biggest questions for me come in.
Yeah, because I gotta say something about that. And I remember a friend of mine told me, they said, "Hey, do you think that Xbox should go acquire more studios?" I said, if I was Xbox now, I will focus on what I have and I will organize what I have and start delivering with what I have. And then down the road, like make another probably, but down the road, like in 2 or 3 years, make another big acquisition if you can. If not, stay still because you pretty much own a lot of the good stuff over here, and just relax. Just take a chill pill, right? Because it says "Caga il vampiro borracho." It says real talk without Phil. Essos would have died by now. I say that as an Xbox. Yeah, I mean without Phil, I mean I feel like yeah, it would have been even worse. Because and not only that, without these acquisitions, it probably
Yeah.
would have gone even worse.
And,
Because
and I
oof.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. What are you gonna say? Go
I
for
would
it.
say it's very easy to say, "Oh, Phil needs to be fired today. He sucks." If you haven't followed Xbox, or you're just somebody who's seeing the news today, but you haven't followed like what happened and the history and where they were to where they are now, it's super easy to just say, "Yeah, fire him. He's terrible," right? But at the end of the day, he's made mistakes and he's done things that could have been done better. But I feel like overall, he's done a good job of keeping Xbox alive.
Yep. Because I mean, I gotta tell you something. Look at media. I mean, you got all these guys that cannot have Xbox not in their mouth. I mean, they gotta find something. Even though it's bad talk about Xbox, but it's like they cannot live without talking something about Xbox. Though, kind of funny, right? I mean, that's how I see it, though. Damn, it's just like they cannot live without it. David Cousins, my question is: are Mojang interested in a sequel to Minecraft? I don't think they don't need to make a sequel. It's like when Destiny decided to make Destiny 2, a lot of people said, why didn't they just merge and just call it Destiny? I don't understand why the Destiny 2, so I don't think they need to do it. Also, studio closures are always troubling. That closures are like movie studios closures. It happens even in the movie industry. It's happening everywhere, David. That's the sad part. It's happening everywhere. I mean, it's like the world needs to recuperate, It needs to. Did any big names get cut? Nope. No, I don't think. Oh, some guys they decided to step down though from being CEO. Like the guy in Rare, he's been there for
Where
35 years, and then you got the guy who's doing the MMO. Yeah,
I would love to see like a leaked gameplay of Everwild. Where was that game? That to me is very interesting as to what happened with it.
I played Forza Motorsport because it's on Game Pass for a few days, but could not get into it mostly because I'm not a big racing fan. But it's also competed with F1 and other sim races. I mean, look, Forza Motorsport when it released, my main problem was that they didn't release it like it's supposed to come out today. Like they should have added more stuff or should have taken their time to release it. Because remember when it was announced, they were saying like, "Oh yeah, like we're gonna release this game like this when we won't have this, we won't have that, we won't have this or that or this or that." I'm like, bro, you're literally like saying we won't have that much in the game. What happens if it gets to a point where everyone gets tired of it because they're replaying it and they want something new? But they've been adding content. They've been doing a pretty good job. But for you to get those people to come back to it, it's hard, right? Because for example, Forza Horizon has been one of the best sim racers. I mean, is it a sim racer or arcade racers? I don't know. How should I say sim or arcade? But Forza Horizon, I mean, Pixel Slapper knows because Pixel Slapper and I used to play Forza Friday a lot. I don't know what happened to the team, but we got disbanded. But we used to play a lot of Forza Horizon. Just went in there, have fun, race, had a blast. We played for like 3 hours. It was good stuff. I mean, it was so much fun. But like Motorsport, I feel like it was missing that point. I don't know why they released the game in that occasion, but it was just horrible that it came out that way. And not only that, also some fans cheer for that, which I say you guys shouldn't cheer for. You guys should have said delay, 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 fight it, fight it, fight it. So that way the game would have been released with more stuff into it. But yeah, I mean, crazy stuff today, guys. Crazy stuff. I mean, like I said, it's kind of hard to pitch a positive onto this. Tomorrow, I know there's going to be more news. I mean, tomorrow I'm going to do a little troll thing just for fun. But yeah, kind of bad that these layoffs happened today. Kind of really bad day, and the way media took charge of it. Because I mean, that's the thing though. Media and the fanboys just take charge of it and take like a huge advantage because that means more clicks for them from the fanboys. Because of course, there's a lot more PlayStation fanboys than Xbox fans. We know that for a fact. And not only that, these guys out there celebrating a 9,000 layoff. I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible what I read today. I mean, I was like, man, this guy's. It's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, it's a rough, definitely rough day.
Definitely rough.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Again, it's the people who got laid off that are feeling it the most. So if you're a gamer, there's still tons of games, but people who lost their jobs, it's sad for them.
That's how it is. That's how it is, man. That's how it is. That's how it is. Tough day today, Plume. I mean, I don't even know what else to add to this subject matter because I mean, it's like I said, this is going to be like a hard show because it's tough to sit here and spin to a positive. The only positive thing is that we get more games, and at the end of the day, chat, what I'm trying to tell you is right. Oh, okay. Hold on. 1 second, chat. Let me grab this real quick. DJ Birdo Dos, Luz. Wait, what's the name? Hold on, let me go get it so I can get the full name completely. Luz. I saw it earlier. Okay, DJ Birdo Dos with a beautiful and an awesome $5 super. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. He says, Louis, don't mean to go off topic here, but I might be in DR in late August, early September. We got to link up for some Presidente. Hit me up, the bachata joints. Hey, man, I'm down for it, DJ. I'm down for it. All you got to do is DM me on Twitter, and we can start talking. And when you come down, bro, let's get together. Let's have a beer. Let's have a fun conversation. I'm down for it, man. No problem there, man. We'll go out and have a beer, man. 100%, man. I'm always down to meeting new people, always having fun, man. Always, always, always. Always down for that. Always good talks. But, yeah, I mean, the worst thing that happened was the forced layoff out there, right? They got 50% cut, but I like I said, I was thinking something would happen there in that studio, but not this big of a layoff though. But at least it did not get shut down. Because dang,
Hey, Louis, did you see the new article from Christopher Dring?
what did Christopher Drink say? Oh Lord, what did he say? I mean, that's the guy I don't want to see. But if you want me to bring it up, I'll bring it up. All right.
Here, I'll send it to you in the private chat here.
Yeah, go for it. I gotta bring that up. That's gotta be some fun stuff. I hate that guy.
Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready. What he says. Let's go ahead, Chad. Let's have a little bit of fun. It's time to slander, Chad. Time to slander a little bit because that's what we do when we got to slander. All right, where is it? How do I go to private chat? Okay, here it is, private chat. All right, let's see now. Okay. The Xbox we knew is dead. Here we go. Yes. All right, the slander. All right. Oh, Chad, let's talk about this. You guys ready for this? We're going to have a good conversation about this. Yep. Now, where did I open that? Uh-oh, I can't find it now. Whoops. Hold on, Chad. Give me 1 second. Let me reopen that again. Here it is. Okay. Hold on, Chad. We got to read this, Boom. We're going to have some fun. Oh, damn it. 1 second, Chad. 1 second. I'm not the fastest techie guy. I'm handling 5 windows at the same time. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Let me add it to scene.
What is Dreamcast guy saying, Louis? That's the question.
That is the question. No, I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know how dead Xbox can get though. Chat, is there like another word after dead? I mean, I'm looking for it. I'm trying to look for it. Oh Lord. Okay, let's.
Dreamcast guy made 3 videos today about Xbox being dead.
Really?
Yeah.
No way. You got to be kidding. You got to be kidding. You got to be kidding. So, Chad, I'm bringing this up. Let's read this all together like we always do. Basically, this is what I do in the morning shows. I read all this cool stuff. But all right, let's have some fun. Zooming in so we can see. The Xbox we knew is dead. The failure of the Xbox project comes at a price. We're seeing that play out. So let's read. It's an unhappy day for the video game industry. Xbox has laid off hundreds of employees across many of its studios, shut one down the initiative, and canceled several projects. All right. I'll begin by noting that Xbox isn't the only games company that have made multiple rounds of layoffs in recent years, and it isn't the only one with closed studios. Then, okay, I give you that. You made a good, valid point, but the title should have been right? What did he say? I'll begin by noting that Xbox isn't the only games company to have made multiple roundups. The title should have been multiple game companies have made rounds of layoffs in recent years. Now it's Xbox. Why don't you start with a title like that instead of saying that the Xbox, as we knew, is dead? That's what it gets me. That's what kind of like, ugh. So let's get to this. Let's get to this. All right, let's get to this. So, um, Perfect Dark and Everworld, the two announced games in Xbox has canceled today were troubled projects. Sometimes game development just doesn't work out. We know that. What's up, Umbra? How you doing, man? Um, and although Microsoft and Xbox may be delivering strong numbers, it's physically irresponsible to continue investing in things that aren't working, not just for shareholders, but existing employees too. Wow. All of that is true, but what is also true is in the last 10 years for Xbox has been defined by a persistent failure to deliver. Plume, come on, man. Come on.
Not the last 10 years. Maybe like definitely not the last 2 years. I think Xbox has delivered pretty good. Before that, you could call into question some of the stuff. 2022, they didn't put out a game, right? So that was a terrible year.
That
But
was
the
terrible.
last 10 years, no. I mean, 2024 was good. 2023 was decent. This year has been good, and it's going to be phenomenal by the end of it. And next year, if they actually deliver, which we have to wait and see, of course, it will be a really, really good year.
Here we go. Xbox never did recover from the 2013 Xbox One launch. Okay. When it lost ground to PlayStation, it and has continued to do ever since. Didn't that change lately? I mean, PlayStation even started to look at monthly active users. So, I
I
mean,
mean, console sales, like Xbox isn't going to ever grow past
60 million, right? Is the dot, right? I think that's the major dot.
yeah, 50, 60 probably. I would like I wonder
Uh,
what it is this year, but I think console sales are stagnant across PlayStation and Xbox. Like you're not seeing a big difference between last generation and this generation in sales. That's why
nope.
you're seeing all these companies try to expand out
There,
more to put their games in other places.
Plume, when I did the math the other day, and I could be wrong with that math because PlayStation didn't put it out, but it seems like there is still 49 million PlayStation 4 active users. It seems it's like that.
Hmm.
It seems like it's like that. Because I did the
That's
investigation though, but damn.
hmm.
Let's keep reading though. This is pretty. Like I said, it's string. It's string. In an effort to recover, the company embarked a strategy that centered on a subscription service Game Pass with a new console that featured a higher and lower end variant Xbox Series X and S. But it couldn't deliver the games. Halo Infinite and Starfield, two important tentpole releases, arrived late and failed to connect with fans. Some of the studio leaders blame ineffective and small marketing campaigns, which is a consequence of Game Pass eroding the margins on the first party release, but the games were also not quite good enough. Wow. Wow.
I thought Starfield did well. So I'm
I
not
think
sure
he
he's
did
talking
well
about.
too. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if you can deliver hit games, then it counts for nothing.
Like it would be great if he included like some statistics in those when he says that stuff, so you know if it's true or not.
Exactly. But he just loves to mislead. The Xbox project has failed, and as a result, Xbox is now a third party publisher. Well, I mean, PlayStation is too, but I don't get it. Why don't that's one with a constant subscription service, but a third party publisher all the same. It is committed to hardware, but its partnership with Asus and X on the Xbox handheld and the news of Windows focused feature of the platform suggests a different commitment, to the ones we're used to.
Which is funny.
Oh,
We talked about this like privately the other day
yeah.
with the whole console thing and the Asus.
Yeah.
The discussion is so ridiculous. If you just take a
Yeah.
look at the current PlayStation and Xbox, like they're both AMD inside of the plastic shell. They're both
Mhm.
x86 architecture. They're both the same, right? Under the plastic shell. That's literally no different than what we're getting in the next generation from the partnerships they've announced, other than potentially their Xbox is going to make their own plastic shell for the people who care that much, and then there will be other manufacturers that are making other plastic shells for the AMD inside the box. So I don't understand the differences. Even PlayStation announced their partnership with AMD that they're making the next chip for the PlayStation. So it's like it's all the same. It's just the plastic shell on the outside, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
So
this
the
is
whole discussion is ridiculous, in my opinion.
yeah. Remember what we discovered too? We discovered that PlayStations are assembled in other partner companies. So the question is it a Foxconn console or is it a PlayStation console?
All that matters is the software. It's really all that
Exactly.
matters.
Oh my God, that's all that matters because the shells of Xbox and the shells of PlayStation, right? Sony PlayStation makes it in Japan, Sony PlayStation makes it in China with other companies, right? And also, they also got some companies that they partnered up with to make them the shells. And then they add the software. What matters is the freaking software.
Yeah, it's the software in the ecosystem now. It's really
It's like iPhones. iPhones are assembled by the same company, pretty much. That's assemble Xbox and assemble PlayStation. Now, is the iPhone a Foxconn machine or is it an iPhone? That was such a funny type the other day. Messaging the transition to its loyal and confused fans has been tricky, and the company
wait. I don't know how people keep sending this misinformation about the 9,000 people being fired at Xbox. That's just not true. People keep saying this, but it was 9,000 at Microsoft across the entire company.
Yeah, it was 9,000.
I don't know who's spreading this thing that it's at Xbox, but those people are simply just lying to you.
Yeah, it's 9,000 people across Microsoft, the same 6,000 stuff like that. It's a shame. A lot of people lost jobs today. Shit. Messaging. Let me go read this. Suggesting a different commitment to messaging this transition to a story of confused fans has been tricky. And the company appears to have adopted the boiling the frog approach and gradually of releasing more and more games on PlayStation. Xbox gamers might not like it, but hopefully this will help the company deliver better financial results for its games and studios, even if it comes too late to save its console business. Now the question is, are consoles still alive though? I mean, that console will the console business change? Because the thing is though, will it change down the road? Because for what it seems to be, all right, Rudix, I think you came in late, bro, because we tackled that like literally like we've been tackling that a whole podcast. We were talking about how 9,000 people got dismissed, right? And it sucks that they got dismissed. And then we were talking about how bad people were out there celebrating that this situation happened. They were celebrating this. We also talked about, like, for example, what's gonna happen next? Do we still trust, or what should we do? We tackled all this stuff from the very beginning. But it's 9,000 across the entire company, and it sucks. It sucks. I mean, I don't like seeing these companies laying off people because at the end of the day, it seems like, because it's like what you said, they're making profit, right? But if you're making profit, why are you letting go this time that is making you get that profit? Are you using another thing? Or are you going to use? Are you implementing AI to structure your things? That's the question. And literally, that's what majority of these companies are doing now is they're implementing even more AI. So I think that's going to happen. Oh, that's fine. You didn't have me to show you what you discussed earlier. Oh, okay. No problem, Rudex. I got you. Rudex is trolling me, guys. All right, so let's keep reading because hell, is it too late to save his console business? I mean, why is this? Because that's the thing, though, Plume. Why does everyone only focus on the console side of things? They need to stop focusing on that because Microsoft has already told you where they're heading with their consoles. They're telling you they're going to make more hardware, right? I mean, as long as we know of now, I mean, we got to wait till we see it because that's the thing I tell the companies. I mean, not the companies, I tell the chat all the time, wait for them to announce things, When they announce it and say, yeah, we're doing it. Okay, we're doing it. We're seeing it now, right? Now the question is, are we going to see the hardware, though? But either way,
as of
though,
right now, that they still say they're doing it. So
yeah, they still say they're doing it. So, yeah. Many of these customer Microsoft have been to its newly acquired business, and looking at it today, the Xbox spending spree appears frenzied and reckless. Everyone's spending spree this generation has been frenzied and reckless. If you're looking at that, because look at Embracer. Embracer bought a lot of stuff when pandemic hit. Microsoft bought a lot of stuff. PlayStation bought something that was frenzied and reckless. Two things, and that was Bungie and Concord Studios. I mean, come on, bro. Seriously. It started small with some prominent studios like NXL, Double Fine, Ninja Theory, and Obsidian was great. Game developers from one, but once living from publishing deal to publishing deal, crowdfunding campaign to crowdfunding campaign, there were teams consistently putting out interest, impactful stuff, but perhaps lacking that tiny bit of quality that separates the great from the really greats. Oh Lord, Plume, do I have to keep reading this? I mean, Chad, you guys want me to keep reading this? Because seriously, I just read this stuff and I'm like, bro, what are you trying to say? Get to the point. I interviewed Xbox a lot of this time, and the likes of Phil Spencer will tell me that he's looking to buy studios and IP that are doing different things to what Xbox was already doing. As an example, he will tell me the firm wanted to buy a Japanese studio so it could appear more in Asia. Mhm. But instead, it bought Bethesda and Activision Blizzard, and as a result, Xbox is publishing a frankly absurd number of shooters and RPGs. Were these acquisitions really part of the vision, or was it more of the fear if it didn't buy them? Someone like Google or Amazon might instead. Oh Lord.
Well, no, they bought those publishers because they were trying to grow Game Pass.
Exactly. And not
That's
only
the
that,
only reason why they went out and bought those publishers is because they were trying to get content for Game Pass.
Plume, also let's not forget they were investing more into the King side of things because they want to expand their
Yeah, that too.
software
Yeah.
everywhere. Because right now, if you not notice this, the gaming, because here's the thing that I tell people all the time: the division of gaming is growing, it's evolving. Believe it or not, it's evolving right in front of our eyes. I mean, we had Google coming out with the Stadia, which again, it's a shameful that it failed because I wanted to get my hands on it, right? But shit, if you don't see what's happening, I mean, that's why Microsoft says this is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. That's what. Why do you think they keep saying that? Because at the end of the day, what they're telling you is where the software is, you turn it on, it turns into an Xbox. That's what it does. You go in, log into the software, and your screen becomes an Xbox. So you go into Fire Stick, you turn on the Xbox Cloud, it becomes an Xbox. That's why they call it. This is an Xbox campaign. If you guys did not get that, but damn. Oh Lord. So let's see what else chat's saying. In On Point chat last night I said we're chatting about how would show our parents a Jaguar 3DO on the next box. Kids can't get something that plays everything. I agree with you, Vampire Borracho. I agree with you 100%. That is something that has to be it because that's something I always say. I wish we can get something besides a PC because we know how much PC costs. That I can get in a box, plug into my TV, and seriously just play all those storefronts that are on there. I want to get that. And I'm happy Microsoft is actually taking that approach. It's going to be awesome. What's the point of shutting down a company when you can't pay your employees? Bro, that's the business side of thing. That's a tough conversation to get to. And the problem is that you guys need to understand as in companies, especially like Microsoft, you got investors. And the investors are not happy they're gonna pull out. I mean, they're gonna do anything to save their butts because they need to get investors staying. And they see investors that pretty much ruin everything out there. It's like I said, it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing. I'm not saying that what's happened today is a good thing, but damn, man, I mean, it sucks that 9,000 employees just got laid off today, plus the 6,000 earlier, plus the last ones. I mean, shit. They can't pay their employees. The problem is they're trying to grow margins, and you can't grow margins and have a lot of employees and have a lot of expenses either. That's another one too. In a couple more years, we're going to see a lot of changes. Yep. I mean, there's going to be changes, guys, in the industry. Believe it or not, there is going to be lots of changes. And I think it works. Game dev seems more confident release their games they want on Game Pass. Yep. I think Game Pass does work. Plume, do you believe that Game Pass does work? I mean, that's a good question too to ask.
I think so. I think, well, it's working. They're continuing to add games to it. They're continuing to get more third-party deals. And we're seeing I think one of the big indicators as to whether Game Pass would have been successful in work or not would have been Black Ops 6. If we didn't see Black Ops 7 come into Game Pass, then there would have been questions, but they're putting the biggest game every single year, day one in Game Pass. And So I think that they, I don't think that's just for fun. Like they just, like we just were talking about, they laid off a bunch of people today. They're not going to just make these decisions unless it's making them money. So
Yep, man,
I
that's what
think
they
I
want.
think it's working. If they shut down Game Pass, that would signal the end, right?
That
So
would signal the end, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, that would seriously signal the end, not the console, because, like I said, I
they're
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know, Chad. I mean, I'm being honest with you. I do not know. I do not know how long consoles are going to last. How do I know
One
this?
more generation. That's it.
One more, you think so, Plume? I think I'm in one more generation too. I'm with you there. I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you. Because at the end of the day, though, it happened with DVDs and VHS. Plume, if you tell me, Louis, here, I'm going to send you DVD. Go watch it. I got like 4 DVDs down there, 2 VHSs. In the closet, I have a couple more DVDs that work. I'm not joking you. I got DVDs that work still to
I
this day.
Yeah, like I think next gen is going to be long, and then that's going to be at least for Xbox and PlayStation. I think that'll be the end of their traditional consoles. We may still get like little boxes, like streaming boxes, or like something that,
Yeah.
but that doesn't. It's not the traditional hardware. I mean, I feel like that's where this is going. So
Sajid Martinez Gaming says, plus the economy isn't healthy. ATM, even Death Stranding 2 is not selling well. Right now, guys, I mean, that's the thing, though. People are picking their battles with these games. They're picking their battles because look what's happening, Sanchez. There's a couple things that are happening out there that people don't seem to see, right? Some of us have outgrown the console phase, right? So we buy this console for our kids because now we got kids, right? So you buy these consoles for your kids to play games, and they play the games. And what are they going to play? They're going to play Fortnite, whatever the other kids are playing. They'll play Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox, all that stuff because that's what they do. And some of them will go play on their tablets, right? Because lately the tablets have been a huge thing for the kids now. It's like when I asked my nephew, why doesn't he use his PS5? He says, no, I'd rather play on the tablet. You know, I'm like, what? But that's how it goes. So now what these companies are trying to do is they're trying to expand to see if they can get people to jump into the games wherever they're at. Because another thing that's growing is the PC market. PC market is growing, boom. That's a thing that's been growing. Little by little, it's been growing, but it's growing. And a lot of people have gone to PC because they said, okay, I'm going to buy PC because the online is free, you know, and I don't have to pay for Game Pass. What is it? I don't have to pay for not Game Pass. Because Game Pass is I'd rather pay Game Pass, you know, play on Steam. But I don't have to pay for PS Plus, you know, to play online multiplayer stuff like that. You know, people are looking at that because it's like how Sanchez says, the economy is not healthy right now. It's not. It's not. It's not. But yeah, I mean, hell, it's crazy. I mean, I'm just gonna read this for tomorrow morning because I just don't want to keep on reading this stuff. Because seriously, oh my god. Let's see. Should Xbox have walked away from the Activision Blizzard when it saw a market take a downturn? But wait, what? That's funny though. It is wrong to put all the new games into Game Pass. Is releasing its titles on PS5 a wise move? There are many in the industry who have been baffled by Xbox decision making and more brutal cuts to studios has promised to take care of. The befuddlement is turning into frustration. Plume, that part right there has got to be one of the biggest things. Like, joke around, like releasing the titles on PS5. I mean, bro, didn't you see the numbers the last time? I mean, we're right now talking how they laid off 9,000 employees when the last numbers that came by were really good. They have that. What was it? 80% profits they made. Plume. I don't know. They made a lot of money this year. That's what we're talking about.
yeah,
So
I mean, I think from business perspective, putting it on PS5 has been a smart business move. They're top
yeah.
seller. Their games are top sellers on PlayStation, so I think they're making a decent amount of money there. But I don't think that would have ever happened if they didn't buy APK. I think games going on PlayStation is directly a result because they bought APK. But a lot of things that has happened over the last 2 years or so is because of the APK acquisition.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes because at the end of the day, Plume, the question is what works? Because okay, all right, now comes the basic question right here. PlayStation still uses the standard thing. Release an exclusive right here, you know, let's see how it sells. Why are they putting on PC, Plume? Can you explain that to me?
Because they need to make more money. Their games customers,
Oh,
PlayStation gamers don't buy their games enough, not nearly enough. And I've been saying that since the beginning of this gen. Even before that, I've always said the people like PlayStation dudes who just they hype up their first party titles so much, but like they don't their attachment rate isn't very impressive. Like it's not a insanely impressive attachment rate, especially with the fact that you think about that they bundle this gen, they've had to bundle a lot of their games with their consoles to increase that attachment rate. Like PlayStation gamers are playing Fortnite and Call of Duty. Like that is what they are playing. So that's why
Yep.
they have to put their games on other platforms because they cost so much to make.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like you can just look up the numbers. Fanboys can like say, "Oh, you're wrong. Everybody on PlayStation buys their first party games. That's what sells the console." It's just simply not true when you
Really?
look at the numbers. Yeah.
Really? Yeah, but because here's the fun part. I cannot wait till I see those numbers of Astrobot. I'm gonna be really on top of that. I'm waiting for isn't Astrobot being sponsored with the console, right? It's being pushed on the console, right? I think they said they were gonna put Astrobot on the console, right? The new Astrobot game, right?
Well, we already know it only sold what like
1.5. That's it. 1.5.
something like that. I don't know if that's I
So
don't know what the exact number is, but it
from
wasn't,
from from that number on, if they're actually putting on the box Astrobot, and I see they go out there and say, "Well, Astrobot sold 10 million copies," I'll be like, "No, it's sold with the box."
yeah. The exclusive strategy works with Nintendo, and people always say, "Oh, well, you always forget to mention Nintendo when you talk about
Yeah,
exclusives." But there's a huge difference. Their attachment rates are very big, and their games cost a lot less to develop. It's like it's not even close. So it's not really even comparable when you're looking at the development cost of like Spider-Man versus
yeah.
Mario Kart World, right? I bet you Mario Kart World wasn't like insane development cost.
Yep, it was. I mean, Spider-Man was because I remember when I was reading through the things that leaked because that was something for me. That was I don't like leaks. I don't agree with leaks, but that's something that really showed us something. And that PlayStation literally said we need to sell 7.2 million copies, which is equivalent to 505 or 504 million dollars in cash in order for them to make profit on the game.
That's
Seven point
just to make profit,
just
just
to
to
make
break it.
profit. Yep, just to break even. 7.2 million copies.
So they need to sell a lot more than that
They need to sell a lot more than that just to start making profit. Yep.
because it's not just about making a bit of profit. They have to have these huge margins, right, for the
Hmm.
shareholders.
Because remember last year they showed us the numbers like, yeah, um, we Spider-Man sold 12 million, and what was the other one? Harold ever sold 14, but this year we didn't see nothing like that. It was all quiet. I was like, why are these guys keeping this quiet? Interesting, but
Yeah.
because we all know what happened with Helldivers, and that's why they bend the knee because they went out there and blocked it in 180 countries. That was the stupidest move they ever did, and with the rest of the games, I'm glad they bent the knee with that. That was a dumb move, real
Yeah.
dumb move on their side. But yeah, crazy stuff, Plume. Crazy stuff today. I mean, just reading that Christian article. Oh my god, that's what aggravates me. Like, God, if you're gonna talk something, talk it down the middle. Be honest. Just say in general, the industry's in trouble. Now Xbox doing layoffs or something like. Put an honest title on there and talk about what's happening with Xbox. Talk about with everything that goes on. What's happening in the industry in general. Because look, it's everyone that's being affected. They're all treating like Xbox is like the villain out here with everything that's going on. But hell, it's everything. It's everything. It's all these studios are being affected. All of them. All of them. I mean, EA the other day. What game did it cancel? But
Forget. I don't know. There's been
attachment.
cancellations for the last 2.5 years or so, just pretty consistently, like
Yeah, it's pretty consistent.
cancellations and layoffs. And I know because on my morning show, I've I've missed some, I'm sure, but I always report on basically every single time there's a layoff, even on like small
Mm-hmm.
studios, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's on a weekly basis that in one of my videos there's layoffs that I have to talk about. So it is literally nonstop.
Yep. Which would you think would be easy with those 70 million consoles apparently out? Which you think it would be easy with 70 million consoles basically out there? Attachment rate looks to be double on my PlayStation than Xbox. Maybe it's my algorithm. I try to look it up, bro. 5.6% for PlayStation, 2.6% on Xbox.
That's
No,
still a very low attachment rate, though.
exactly.
It
Still
doesn't.
very low.
That just proves the point because when you're spending 300 plus million to make a game, your margins have to be a certain percentage, which have to be high. You have to have a higher attachment rate than that. If you
So
were spending 50 million to make the game, then maybe that would be okay. But PlayStation's spending like 300, 250, 400 million to make games, whatever crazy numbers. So is Xbox though too. So I think,
yeah,
well, at least some of their.
Plume, do you think we're heading up?
I'm not arguing whether the attachment rate on PlayStation is higher than
Yeah, exactly.
Xbox. That's never an argument.
Yeah, that can't be an argument to be won because we know there's and the numbers I found out that there's 75 million PS5 players now active, online, playing. That's basically the numbers I did, on I did, but it's my numbers. I don't know if I was right or wrong because they didn't post the numbers out, but
Right.
but yeah, I mean, if it's only 5.6 out of 75 million, it's only 4,200,000 users.
And I thought it
Basically.
was at like 12%, which I still thought wasn't high enough. So 5.6 is even worse.
Yeah, fuck. If it's only 4,200,000 users, that's not. I mean, that still leaves 71 million PS5s out there that are just not playing these games. Hmm. Interesting. 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 Jim Ryan flew around the world with the casuals. Oh, okay. All right. Nintendo is their own little world. Yes, it's their own little world. But when you see Nintendo, um, right, cut saying that the CEO took a cut to not lay off its personnel with its own little world. I mean, you gotta worry. You gotta worry. It's like what I said about the hardware. I mean, I remember last year I was telling everyone about the hardware. If iPhones are down 10%, iPhones, which is a cell phone, is down 10%. Oh Lord, everything's gonna be down.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's also, yeah, but that makes it even worse, Rudigs, because I mean, bro, there's also 170. No, there's 49. No. There's in the numbers I did. There's 49 million. Now, if I add them all together, right? If I add them all together, 79 plus what is it? 49 or 46? I don't remember. It was like 123. I don't know. What was it? 123 million? What was it? 123 million active users? Something like that. That means okay. Let's divide. That means multiply that by 5.6% of the total, right? That's 6,188,000. Still, that's nothing. 6,888,000. I think it wasn't on 123, right? The last report it said. I don't remember what was the last number in total. But I remember I did the math that day. I sat down and did the math and did the calculations on my point of view of how I see it. But I could be wrong though, because I even said it on my show. I could be wrong about this. It can't be accurate, but at the end of the day though, there's that much. Oh, look at Rudy. He said, I just want my children to do small chips. Sorry, I don't want to disrail the show. No, it's okay, Rudy. We're having fun. We're always having fun, bro. It's always a fun time. But Plume, guess what? I think it's time to land the plane, bro. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to play. I mean, we discussed this. We nailed this to the coffin. I mean, we did all the discussions here. I mean, again, to everyone out there, seriously, with all my heart, guys that got laid off, I hope you guys find something soon. Hope you guys get up on your feet. Seriously, to all of them, not only to you guys on Xbox, to everyone in the whole industry, I hope you guys can pick up a job and continue on living, having a job and doing what we love best, and that is video games. So seriously, I hope you do. No joke. It's not only for Xbox, it's for everyone out there. Everyone. But Plume, thank you for coming by, man. I know it's been a while since we've done XBI, and I'm happy that we did. It's been a while. It's been a while. Even though today was a sad news, I had a couple things I wanted to bring up in the show, for like some fun stuff because Plume. I got a question for you. Did you do the old change on the PS5 yet or not?
No, no. I've been trying for weeks and no one wants it.
No one wants it because I guess we got to do that old change pretty soon. I mean, they're burning up. I was gonna bring up today.
Do you mean selling it or do you mean
No, doing the oil change because why so serious says the PS5 needs some oil changing. I'm like, damn, because every 3 years you got to change the what's it called, the liquid metal, so it doesn't fry your console. Just to throw a little bit of sand. But Plume, man, again, thank you for coming by, man. It was fun, man. Seriously, Seriously, it was fun, man. It was fun. Thank you for being here. The conversation, man. It was fantastic, man. So, Plume, tell everyone where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, it was a great conversation, great time. Happy I was able to get on today. You can find me mornings, 8 a.m., Plume Gaming on YouTube, just covering gaming news and going over some of the big things happening tomorrow. Obviously, we'll be talking about the layoffs, so
Same here.
tune
Let me
into
talk.
that. But
Tomorrow,
yeah,
I'll be spiking those layoffs tomorrow. I'll be spiking it. We're going to talk about it tomorrow morning because, Rudig's told me, Lou, I understand why did you come online today. I said, who said I wasn't coming online? Coming online tonight. I just had a busy morning. He thought I was hiding. But yeah, again, Plume, thank you. And chat, where can you find the crazy one? Simple and easy. You can find me at Crazy Lou Gaming on Twitter X on Blue Sky. You can find me on Discord, which is in the description. I don't know if it's in this description, but I gotta fix this description because I fixed the Good Morning Show description. So I gotta check if it's fixed here. You can find me in Discord, Twitter X and Blue Sky, and Twitch, and here on the Xbox International Podcast, 7 p.m. ET, and also Good Morning with Crazy Lou Gaming from Mondays to Saturday, right here in this very same channel. Just watch my signal because I send that signal out Twitter X, Blue Sky, YouTube, and what else? YouTube. Oh, that's it. Oh, Discord and YouTube, but that's where you gotta hit that bell so you can know when I come online to talk about what's happening in the gaming news world. That's where you can find the crazy one and chat. Thank you all for coming by. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Thank you all for your super chats. Thank you all for memberships. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. And Pixel Slappa, we got to get the crew together to play some Forza Friday, man. We got to do that, Pixel. We got to bring that back, bro. And Rudix, yeah, I got to see you in Helldivers, man. I got to see Helldivers. That's true. I got to buy. I got to see you there. So, chat, hits that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell so I can tell you when XBI content comes on. And oh, wait up. And remember. Sorry, sounded kind of rusty. Let's go. Let's rock and wow. Let's keep playing video games. Yes. See you all tomorrow morning. Bye, y'all. Have an
yeah.
awesome night. Bye. Oh, where's the outro? Oh, here it is. All right, got it. Oh, bring it up. There you go.